Hello and welcome to Austin Education. I am Mr. Seal. I will be sharing with you a video today looking at non-verbal reasoning, or NVR. Having taught for about 16 years, many of my students have been between the ages of 10 and 13, which is the age that some students do entrance exams, be it for grammar school or the independent sector. So what we're going to be looking at today is tips about how to do NVR. NVR assesses logical and critical thinking to help you problem solve. It's testing skills rather than knowledge. Now, some people say NVR suggests strengths in STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and maths. That said, some of my students over 16 years of teaching have found NVRs extremely difficult, but they excel in technology, design, and other STEM subjects and love science and maths. I find that some of my students naturally can see the image and go, oh, okay, it's that. And some find it difficult. So what we're looking at today is tips to help everybody, no matter what sort of brain you have, no matter what sort of learning differences you have, practice how to do NVR testing. It's quite difficult to spend whole lessons or whole days looking at that. So this is why many teachers who are tutoring for year 6 or teaching year 6 will focus more on maths and creative writing or descriptive writing, as well as comprehension. The NVR is best done with practice. It's best done looking at one of my videos. So who am I? I'm Mr. Seal. I'm the lead teacher at Austin Education, and I will be tutoring you with a series of videos looking at how to do NVR over the course of the coming weeks. I've had 5 years teaching year 6 at the amazing Kingswood Prep School in Bath. I've also taught at Millfield Prep School, an hour away from Kingswood, down in Somerset. I've taught at the British Junior Academy of Brussels Prep School, or BJAB Prep, which is a lovely international school in the heart of Brussels. I was the English and Humanities lead there. I've also had 6 years teaching around the world. Traveling is a huge passion of mine and a great way to learn about yourself and learn about other people and appreciate the beauty of the world. I've taught in Taiwan for 2 years. I've taught in China for 2 years. I've taught in Germany for 3 months, and I've taught in Indonesia for 1 year. All experiences were amazing. I highly suggest you all live abroad at some point. It's amazing. So let's get down to it. Let's have a look at how to do NVR tests. Non-verbal reasoning comes in different sections. Each section generally has 10 questions. In this paper, it's section 1, and it's finding the figure like the first 2. Always a good idea to look at the title, just in case you're thinking, oh, what's the odd one out? Or you're thinking, what's the next in the series? Which are other non-verbal reasoning questions. This one here, this section, is find the figure like the first 2. Looking at number 1, we've got 2 triangles. That's what I'm thinking about first. I'm looking at triangles. I've got B, I've got D. And then I'm looking that both triangles have a flat bottom. And so the answer to 1 is B. Like I said, if you want to pause at any point, please do. Number 2, I've got 2 circles here. I look at the fact that there are 2 dots here, there are 3 dots here. I'm getting a little bit confused. And then I'm looking at, okay, there are 2 lines here. There are 3 lines here. Okay, this is what we're looking at here. 2 dots, 2 lines, 3 dots, 3 lines. Which other circle has the same amount of lines as dots? And it is, of course, C, which is 4 dots and 4 lines. Moving on to number 3, I've got 3 squares. I've got 2 circles. What do they have in common? They've got white, they've both got black. What I'm seeing here is the black circle is in the foreground and the black square is in the foreground. This is not the case in A or B or C, but it is the case in D. So the answer to 3 is D, because the black shape is in the foreground. Number 4, got some arrows pointing upwards. We've got a circle both sides. We've got a triangle this side, a square this side. What's going on here? All figures must have 2 shapes. Here we go. Okay. And all figures must have arrows pointing upwards. That's what they've got in common. The circles that are opposite each other, but these aren't. So as long as there's 1 shape either side of the arrow which is pointing upwards, it must be B. Looking at number 5 here, there is a dot directly next to the middle of the flat side of the large white shape. So the only sequence of shapes A, B, C, D, E, the only combination of shapes that has this is B. So the answer to number 5 is B. Going on to number 6. All figures have a larger shape. So there's a large triangle and a large square. They have a large shape with the same small shape overlapping it on the left side. Very specific. So I'm looking at B because there's a large circle with a smaller circle overlapping it on the side. On to 7. Oh my goodness. You can see they're getting more and more complex. Looking at 7 here, we have the fact that both of these figures have a large shape with 5 sides, and there must be the same amount of raindrops as the number of shapes with dashed outlines inside the shape. So very, you can see why many people see this and go, what? I've no idea. So we're looking at 5-sided shapes, we're looking at pentagons, we're looking at the fact that there are 3 raindrops and there are 3 dotted triangles. Doesn't matter if it's triangles. We've got 2 raindrops and 2 dotted circles. So pentagon, 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 no thank you. Pentagon, this has 3 dotted shapes and 2 raindrops, 3 and 1, 1 and 3, 2 and 2, but it's a quadrilateral. So the answer is E, because there is 1 dotted shape and 1 raindrop, and there's a pentagon. Ooh, very niche there. Looking at number 8. Both of these have the same number of lines at the bottom as the number of dots at the top. So 3 lines, 3 dots, 2 lines, 2 dots. There must be black and white dots at the top. Okay, so that cancels out A certainly. It cancels out E. So we've narrowed it down to C and D here. Both of these vase shapes must be shaded black up to the same level. So it's not C. Wow, that's very specific. So because D is shaded the same height as these two, and because some dots are white and some dots are black like these two, and because there are 3 dots and 3 lines, the same amount of dots and lines, therefore the answer to 8 is D. Oh my goodness, I hope you're pausing it, as opposed to just having a go at my speed. Looking at number 9, we have both of these they have 1 less inner line than the number of sides of the shape. So there's a quadrilateral with 3 lines. There's a triangle with 2 lines. So we need a shape like this pentagon and 4 lines. There we go, that's it. The answer to 9 is B. Finally on to number 10. And we can all have a nice cup of tea or squash. Looking at number 10, the shaded part of the 2 inner shapes must be equal to 1 whole inner shape. So these shaded parts here are a half and a half, and then these shaded parts here are 3/4 and a quarter. So this is a half and 3/4. No, that's more than 1. Half and 3/4, more than 1. Half and a quarter, less than 1. Half and a quarter, less than 1. 3/4 and 1/4. So the answer is E, because all the shaded parts of the shape add up to a whole shape. Well, I don't know about your brain, but my brain didn't like the last 4 of these. There we go. Thank you for listening. I hope that helped in some way. I will record more videos with different types of NVR questions very shortly. See you soon.